What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Rebel Revan, and today we have a gameplay reaction coming at you for Hogwarts Legacy. You know, it's my most anticipated game in a very long time. I cannot wait. I'm super excited. I'm probably going to play through this game about 4 different times. We only got about a couple more months before its release. So looks like Avalanche, the game developers, did drop this a couple days ago. I've been very busy, so I was not able to watch it yet, but I'm sure most of you have already seen it. We're going to dive in. We're going to explore it together. And I might pause it here and there if I see something very important that I want to point out to everybody, or maybe something that isn't important. I just feel like talking about it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I appreciate you being here. Let's dive right in.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first Hogwarts Legacy gameplay stream. I'm Chandler Wood, Community Manager here at Avalanche Software, and we've got a lot of really exciting stuff to show you today. But before we get into showing you the game and gameplay, I have a few wonderful guests that I need to introduce you to. First up, we have our community guest host. He brings you the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content. He's the local Merlin conspiracy theorist.
Guilty as charged, yes.
One half of Expecto Go,
Yeah.
James Whitehead.
Thanks, Chandler.
James in the house. If you don't know James, he has a YouTube channel, Expecto Go. Great channel.
And I am.
If you haven't
one
seen it, go
half
check it out.
Of Expecto Go, the other half, my wife Sue, represents that other half. So I'm excited to be here, and thank you, Avalanche Software, for inviting me. I cannot wait to go over this game.
So he's just a creator like all of
Thank
us.
you for being here. And we've got two
But
people
they got
from
to
the
invite him in
studio,
to
just
check it out,
two of
which
the
is
many
really
people
cool.
bringing this thing together, the magic of Hogwarts Legacy. Game director Alan Tu.
Hello, everyone.
And senior environment artist and Hogwarts expert Boston Madsen. So thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules right now to sit down with us to help us show everybody gameplay. So what we're going to be showing you today, first, the character creator, because
Okay, character
it's
creation.
your legacy, and you have to create yourself when you get into to get into Hogwarts and bring your whole authentic self to Hogwarts. So we're going to show you that character creator. Then we're going to
Let me know in the
into a
comments,
tour of
guys, if you're
Hogwarts,
going to
and
be
it is-
spending about 2
it's a
hours
small
on
tour of
character
Hogwarts,
creation
right?
in this.
Hogwarts is huge.
'Cause I know I will.
Hogwarts is really big. So we're going to be showing you a little bit, but it's still a lot. So, and finally,
Tour
ending up
Hogwarts.
with combat. A little taste of combat, a little
And
taste
finally,
of
we
how
get
all
to
that
see
works.
combat in real
Just a little
form.
taste, yeah.
Go.
So we're excited
Which we
to
have
get
not
there.
seen
But again,
yet.
First and foremost, we need to
We
get
haven't
into
seen the
this
UI.
character creator, and James, with you here,
I'm really
we
looking
wanted
forward to it.
to let you create this character. So, Andrew, who is going to be doing all of our gameplay capture today, is going to be handing you the controller.
Oh my gosh. All right, I won't break anything. All right, so what are we looking at right here on this screen?
These are your presets. So a lot like other games.
Okay, presets. I love me some
initial settings
presets.
that you can choose for your character. That just kind of get them into like the ballpark of what you want to be, who you want to be, and what you want to change.
Oh man.
And then once you're in that ballpark, all the other tabs let you dial that in, be exactly who you want.
Wow,
to be.
this looks really good.
Our goal with this is to make sure that for anyone that fantasizes
Yo, those
about
the
bringing themselves
hair.
to the school
Look how the
for
hair
the first
moves
time,
when he's
that
moving
they
the
feel like
character.
they have the options in order to represent who they are.
The hair,
and-
the hair
and
looks
essentially
amazing.
Bring themselves to Hogwarts or whatever character they want to bring to Hogwarts.
Oh my God, and options galore.
The outfit looks amazing. You gotta remember, we're in the 1800s now, so your outfits are gonna look a little bit different than
all right.
you know what we're used to seeing now.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's me. We're here. That's me right there. All right, so that's step one.
We're
So,
pretty close, but let's look at everything
Okay.
here.
Yeah,
Let's
show me
get
the
around some of
tabs,
these
show me the
options. Like,
tabs.
really,
all right, so what are we looking at with this option over here with the tab? I see face stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of the different faces that you saw.
Okay, you can change your
in
face
the-
shape.
in the previous screen. All those faces are choices that you have here. So you can now you're just kind of getting into the details in your
Yeah.
face shape, in your skin color, and then
You can change
because we know a
skin
lot of people
color.
Going right in are going to want it right away, even
Yeah.
though it's an option later in the game.
Yeah.
You can
And
collect different types of glasses, put them on later. We give you some options right up front if you want to have glasses for your character.
okay, right away I'm noticing it doesn't look like you can morph your face. You know how most character creations. Like you can pick presets, you can also pick these different faces, but as far as actually morphing it yourself, that could actually take a while. It doesn't look like that is in the game, which I actually enjoy because the fact that I feel like I almost have to when it's in the game, and I really don't like doing it. I like just getting right to the ballpark when it comes to the face, pick something remotely close to mine, and then moving on to, the next best thing. But for all those people that do like morphing and getting very creative with it, unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's in this as far as we can see.
Oh man, oh my gosh, look at the structure of the faces with this. Wow, you guys thought of guys. I like that. I don't think my face is that skinny, but I think we'll go that. I think we'll go that route. And down here is this.
Those are your glasses there. Yeah.
Okay, glasses.
So we could go Harry Potter.
Harry Potter glasses.
Oh man, and this
You're
is
just missing the mark on the forehead, though.
Yeah, so through the course of the game, there's a lot of different options that you'll keep unlocking.
Okay.
So as part of kind of like gear for the character, there's lots of different classes. There's even masks. There's all kinds of things over the course of the game.
I like how it's all Victorian era, though.
Yeah,
Like,
right
it's
up front.
very
Such a
authentic.
good call. Such a good call. Oh my gosh. All right, so now, we can go.
We got hair options. There better be a lot.
Oh,
I spend a lot of time here.
Show me
just,
the
like,
hair.
Dreaming about my different characters. And what
oh
they're gonna
my
be
gosh, the pony. The thing I'm always amazed by whenever I see any aspects of Hogwarts Legacy's character creator is just the texture. And like you even adding the bounce with the hair moving around.
Yep,
that
that's
kinda
what I
looks
was
like Hermione
thinking.
A little bit. I'm not even gonna just I'm not afraid. And we can just go. Can I go like Tonks purple or green a little bit?
Absolutely.
Oh, lots of different colors. Wow.
Yo, this is so cool. Oh, I like that. That is cute. Oh, okay, so little behind the scenes. I used to have this type of hair like way back, but
was it purple?
I wanted silver tips, so that was the closest I got to any color. But oh my gosh, this is so cool. So you literally can bring yourself. Like it's a myriad of textures and different hairstyles here. All right, so now
Okay.
we can over here to play around with.
Can you have a
some of the-
beard,
More
though?
subtle
That's
options,
something I'm
like
curious about.
freckles, moles,
I know we're
different things like
fifth year
when it comes
students,
to your
so I'm
complexion, like
probably
darker
guessing
eyes,
no.
Maybe like some shading on the cheeks.
Oh man.
But hey, I had a
You guys
beard at
lit it
15.
over. With
Very good
this.
one, too.
I do have a bit of fun with that. And then the scars are one of those options where, Harry had his own unique stars.
Okay, scars
You can come in
confirmed. That's
You are.
awesome.
Scar options.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I like to have at least one
Look at
scar when I'm
that.
creating my
I didn't even
characters.
see that.
Oh, those are my favorite. The eyebrow
Yeah,
scars.
yeah.
Love those.
Yep, those are my favorite,
You
too.
look kinda
It's a
like,
classic.
Yeah, you look kind of just like tough. But anyway, so now we're over here. Oh man, you guys.
Eye color,
so
eyebrow
sick.
color, eyebrow shape.
Again, getting more subtle here. Really like dialing in that face to really get your.
I don't know how revealing I want to be with my facial features now. Just like, yeah, I kind of have a big face. Yeah, my eyebrows kind of sit kind of low. But I mean, literally, you have so many options just starting the game. I feel like I'm going to be here like forever.
You and me both.
And then this final tab here, this is where you kind of bring your whole character together. This is where you finalize everything. You're not
Oh,
choosing
wow.
your house here.
Okay.
That's not yet.
That was a theory.
But here's where you bring.
You got
choose
voice
one or
tone,
voice two, which
so
is
there's-
more kind of a masculine or a feminine voice, and then even within that, changing your pitch,
with
the pitch slider.
It's a subtle
Wow,
slider,
so okay,
but
so you got a male and female voice, but you can also change the pitch
And so you can kind of make out the differences.
to be
So,
more
yeah, you choose
masculine or
which kind of voice
feminine.
that you want.
That's pretty cool.
You'll be selecting your difficulty here. For today, we'll just go normal because
Okay.
That's rare. Most games you just got a couple options, but this it looks like you got
And
the
we can
two
talk a little
male
more about
female
difficulty,
options.
yeah, with
but you can
combat
also
and how
adjust the
that
pitch,
plays
so
in.
not
But I
everybody
think
sounds the same,
important
which
thing
is
here is
very
like,
cool.
If for people who aren't gamers, especially,
Got difficulty,
story mode is a way to
easy,
get into this
normal,
without being
hard,
worried about,
story
like, oh,
mode.
do I need to be good
That's
at
pretty
games? Like, no, just enjoy this game.
Broad around
Now we're
the.
pretty expecto
most games.
Go.
We're
good.
Oh, you can name your
then,
character. That's something we didn't know yet.
Wizard.
Amazing.
So your name, your
Good,
actual
Chris?
name that you
Good?
pick will be in the
Good.
game.
Let's
It's not
explore Hogwarts
pre-selected.
and let's get into some combat.
All right, through the magic of using a dev kit, we're gonna be loading up a save a little later in.
So far, I like what I
so that we
see.
can show you more about Hogwarts. And
Nothing
do
to
that
complain
taste of
about.
combat. All right, Andrew's got some gameplay pulled up for us here. We are starting out, James. There you are. You're wearing the House Fanatic robes from the
Hufflepuff.
account linking.
Thank you. I do look good. And
Let
this
me
is
know
our
in the
first look at
comments, guys,
Hufflepuff common
what
room.
house are you guys
dorm
in?
room.
Dorm room.
Yeah,
Hufflepuff,
yeah.
Gryffindor,
Awesome. But Alan,
Slytherin. I am a
what are we seeing
Slytherin. I
right
know I'm
here with the UI?
wearing red
This is our
today,
first
but
look.
don't be fooled. I am Slytherin.
Right now, we know there's been a lot of questions about the HUD because this is the first time we're showing
You guys see that, Al?
So, kind of going over it from
Does that
right to
mean
left,
pets
on the
are
bottom right
confirmed?
is what we call our spell diamond.
Mhm.
So those are everything that you see in it are slottable spells. So we have over 20 slottable spells that you can earn over the course of the game,
Okay.
and that's where the player can place them and use them and access them very quickly.
Oh, wow.
To the top left of that is you'll see the D-pad, and on the left is an eyeball, and on the right is a bit of a grid. So the eyeball is an example of one of not a slottable spell, but what we call an essential spell. There are certain spells that are used in very specific contexts, or that we just want on the controller at all times. And Ravello is one of those. That's left on the D-pad. On the right on the D-pad is that grid represents where you might slot spells. And so right now, today, we're not going to be going into the spell slotting menu because we feel like there's a lot of spoilers there. You know, like what are all the spells and what can we do?
I would like spoilers, but I understand.
Okay, guys, this is a very big deal. This is the first time we're seeing any of this. We had a slight look at it in one of the trailers, very slight, but we didn't even know what it all meant. First of all, the minimap looks great. I love what I'm seeing here. Very cool. This is a toolbar. So potions, the screaming plant thing, I forgot what it's called, but these would be your tools that aren't spells, but you could use. Over here, looks like it's going to be L1 for your PS5 users. And then over here, if you push R2, it's kind of like Assassin's Creed style if you guys play that game. If you push R2 down, it's going to activate this spell. R2 right, it'll activate this. So you have 4 main spells that you use most of the time. And then if you clicked right on the D-pad, it will give you a list of all your spells that you can quickly go to if you feel like you need to change this for your combinations in combat, which is really cool. I did not catch what this was. And it looks like you have a health bar and a couple other bars here. Not really sure though, but yeah, this looks good.
But we do want to make sure there's still some goodies left to share with everyone. And then on the left side, that thing that has the L1 button next to it, that's another thing where we don't want to spoil, but basically that's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of magical tools that you're going to be kind of brewing and growing over the course of the game. And so that's where you would access them rapidly is our tool wheel.
Okay.
I want to interact with that
There are a few things
owl.
that I left off the table on the right. The green bar is your health, and basically there's a potion next to it. That's how you might heal. The bar above it, we're keeping a secret for now. I apologize.
Okay, so that's why
all
we
the way
don't
on the
know.
left is our
But yeah,
minimap
that green
with
bar
kind of
definitely
overhead
looked
view
like
of
a
where
health
you are
bar to me.
currently in your common room that updates as you travel through Hogwarts and beyond out into the world. And for those fans out there that aren't a huge fan of minimaps, because we know they exist, there's also options to remove the minimap and turn on or off different elements
Awesome.
of our HUD. But
Really immerse yourself.
Yeah,
and we'll go more into the spells as we get into combat, but that's kind of that's what you're seeing there. And this is our HUD.
Also, Andrew's giving us a good look over here. I want to call out. I'm a big fan of the bedside tables in the dormitories.
The dormitories look
Very
amazing.
nice bedside tables.
Looks like you can interact with some things in there. I'm not sure
The honey-colored wood was
what that
mentioned in
is.
the writing. It's part of lore.
But those little white dots, I mean, I'm assuming that means you can interact
So
with
now
it.
we're walking out into.
This is, of course, the Hufflepuff dormitory / common room.
Sort of feel.
And the first thing I know is the music. The score is amazing with this.
Gorgeous.
And I'm calling out here.
Wow.
This is unique music that you're hearing for the Hufflepuff Common Room. Go back to those Common Room videos we released. You'll notice the music's a little bit different, and that is entirely intentional.
There's a flue flame, so that's kind of like your fast traveling, if I remember correctly. So if you don't like walking around the whole castle, you can fast travel.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Look at that.
So I mean, beautiful design. We could spend like the entire rest of the stream just in the common room here and talking about it, and I'm sure Boston and James could be like just geeking out over it.
All the details come from J.K. Rowling's writings for this common room. The round doors, the hanging vines, even the dancing badgers on the fireplace.
It's got a real earthy vibe.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I mean, they're
Which
taking
is
information
like elements
right from
for
the
each of the
books,
houses,
not just the
right?
movies, because this room has never been seen before in any movie at all. So they really had to dig in deep to create this.
So
Looks
feels
great.
earthy. We've got a little earthen passageway. That's what we were. Hopefully, it should feel very familiar.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But I know you don't want to leave, but we're gonna be leaving.
Thank you. I understand. Whoa, the sound effects though. Like, looking back at the past trailers.
The music does sound
kind of
amazing. I
hearing
didn't notice
how
it at
Hogwarts
first,
is
but
now. It's so cool.
now that they talked about it, yeah, definitely
Andrew's going to make use of one
gives
of
you
our
that
spells, Revelio.
Hogwarts feel
Use
to it.
Revelio right here, because there's a little magic going
You
on.
notice a little something there.
Field guide page.
Yeah. So these are something that we kind of interchangeably call Revelio pages or lore pages. And you'll notice a bunch of things pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
You see that we got some.
Okay, so if you look in the
and you
top
can also
left
see that
corner,
we've
that gave you
advanced something called,
experience,
like,
80
a field
experience
guide
points. So
challenge,
there is going to be a leveling up
So I
system.
want to talk about that a little
And
bit.
even the smallest
So
things,
we had to ask
actions
ourselves,
will give you
what-
experience, like what they just did.
Continue. I'm sorry. Continue.
There may be something you may or may not be able to tickle there.
Yeah.
But in our game, we had to answer the question, we're a late fifth year. What does that mean? How do we catch up to the other students?
Okay. Okay.
And so
There's
we have an
Peeves
answer to
just
that
chilling.
question, and it's given to you by the staff. So there's something that we call the Wizard's Field Guide that's granted to you early on in the game. And the Wizard's Field Guide is how you actually work on catching up with the other students. So Andrew, if you hit pause for me up here, before you push forward a little bit, you can see in our pause menu, it's got this book theme.
Wow.
Oh,
That's your
wow.
Wizard's Field Guide, and you can see your
Inventory,
house kind of
gear,
right,
leveling
laid
up
over
system,
it.
your
Okay.
map,
You
your
can see that on your
quest,
level as well.
owl
So
post,
the
settings,
field guide has this magical property of looking
collections,
out into the world
talents.
around you. And
There's
the
a
reason
lot.
why it's
This
on
game-
loan
this
from the
game's gonna be
Ministry of
deep,
Magic
guys.
and the professors
It's
that
gonna be very deep.
granted it to you as a late fifth year student is because they want it to help you catch up to the other kids.
Mhm.
And its magical property is to discover different opportunities to learn and grow all around you. So the way it works is, as you discover gameplay in the game, it actually recognizes that as a challenge, which is kind of
On the bottom.
locked into there.
Okay.
And Andrew, if you go in there, you'll see different types of challenges that are combat challenges, quest
Wow.
challenges, exploration challenges.
I do
You can
love
see
me some
field guide pages
challenges.
on there as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So
1%.
Yeah.
You know there's going to be puzzles in this.
that entire category is
a
one
fact.
of the ways that the book itself kind of fills out into the school and spills out into the school
Mhm.
and kind of hides itself with different types of challenges and different things to do around the school that you're
That is
actually going
so
to
cool.
interact with to help you grow as a wizard and practice your spells. And so that thing that we just saw is not just a field guide challenge and a way to earn
Yeah.
XP. It's also something that that players can use to learn about the school as they're traveling around. They spot these little secret facts and they can kind of play a little bit of a game discovering all of them. And there are over 100 field guide pages just in Hogwarts alone. So,
Little glimpse
Wow.
of the grand staircase
Yeah.
here. We're not gonna
100 just in the
Circular
castle.
circles.
All the
Match the tower.
portraits.
Yeah.
And I did notice the flue flame.
There's a
just
flue flame.
ignite right there, which was so cool.
yeah.
Oh man.
Fast travel points there. House hourglasses.
And it
We
looks
had
like
to-
just walking by a certain
how much fun
section
was it
unlocks
designing
that.
those and putting
If
all
you
the
saw when he
doors?
walked near
But-
that flue
they're
flame,
just
it
like in
just
the
kind of
Yeah.
Right.
said,
It's
hey,
not
you
very
discovered
It's
this
a nod to
area,
lore.
so
House points is
it
not
activated
a
it.
core mechanic or system in the
Yeah,
game. It is
we didn't turn it
narratively.
into like a gameplay system, but it's definitely present throughout our narrative. And there are lots of choices where we want to nod to things that aren't necessarily gameplay systems, but
Yeah.
but we nod to them as
that's a
part of the
disappointment. So
Right
house
there,
points,
and
not
I was
very,
teasing, that's
not
the
really a
great
big
hall
deal
over
in the
those doors.
game.
Again, we're not going there with it. He's
Non-existent,
just
but they
kinda
do
like,
show it as part of a
Cool. Cool.
hoorah,
Here's another collectible page. Just again showing you like just these things around Hogwarts that you can do and pick up and.
That's a shot straight from the trailer too. Just that part right there. I recognize
We
that.
might be giving you a little fan service.
statue
here
looks
with,
like you can interact with
callbacks
it.
To those, so.
And this must be summertime.
castle
'cause
looks
I noticed
amazing.
These are the summertime windows. These windows will change with the seasons.
Yeah, the detail they put into this is kind of.
The windows
I get
will
surprised by it all
change
the
with
time.
the seasons.
It's
That
the
is going to be
Magic
amazing.
Castle, so.
Oh man.
I could see the rain coming down on them right now.
Look
it's gonna
at
look beautiful.
that.
This is where the students would
So
normally
this is
kind of
summertime. This is
congregate,
summertime in Hogwarts.
kind
I
of
was
chill out, play,
very.
meet each other outside the Great Hall before. and
I'm
after the
confused
event.
why kids are there. I thought they go home in the summer. Maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong,
I
but
love the way that when the castle interconnects to, that it interconnects outside, inside.
At least in the
there are
movies,
pathways on
you know,
both
they always
sides of
went
things, so
home.
you really get a sense of scope.
Why are they at
to how big
Hogwarts?
this castle is.
And when you see things like you'll notice a bridge over there. That's a place you can go to and cross. Like
Yeah.
everything that you see is a place that you can visit.
Wow.
We put a lot
You
of
got
effort
people
into
just
making it
flying on brooms in the
alive,
background.
not just with student population, but even just the greenery and stuff. It's Scotland.
Yeah.
And this castle's been here for hundreds of years, so just kind of the moss and all the trees that have overgrown it and
Oh my gosh.
that landscape, that
This
Scottish.
location might look a little familiar to you.
I thought I recognized it. I believe this is.
I'm not really
from
hearing a lot of
the
chit chatter
Great
amongst the
ASMR,
students.
and
It kind of
yes,
sounds
so
very
that
silent
puzzle
to
right
me.
there, that view,
But I'm
adds
assuming this
to
isn't
it.
the finished
It's
build they're
right back
showing.
to that.
I'm assuming there's still more work to be done, so I'm not gonna bash it or anything.
We can't spoil everything. We can't give you everything, right?
Hogwarts
So-
contains a lot of secrets.
Oh my god.
But this is this grand entryway right here coming down into a really kind of central area.
Yeah, we're coming upon the central hall, and we pointed out the greenhouse outside, and we'll notice when we get down there that it's on the right.
This is a big hub of the school. Like it's a big castle, but it is designed so you shouldn't get very lost. This is kind of a grand central station.
I love that. I love
Each
that.
direction, it's green over there, so the greenhouse is over there. Transfiguration Courtyard, the library.
Oh, there's my house right there.
The hub
Oh my
of a
god.
lot of the
I
castle.
love
Even
that.
the
I love that they color
visually,
code it.
You can just tell, okay, green,
Oh, green, go
greenhouse.
that way.
Oh my god.
Because let's be
Actually,
honest,
a
I
lot of
mean,
it'll be
this is
subconscious,
going to
but
be a
it'll
big,
help you really
big place to
learn the
explore, and
castle and feel like you know your way around.
That's
like
not
they
to
just
say that
said,
it's
it'll
easy to
help
learn.
you
All of us here
learn
still
your
get
way around the
pretty lost
castle,
in it on
and
a
then
daily basis.
eventually you
It's a
won't even need the
castle.
colors. You'll just know where everything is.
I love that Andrew's definitely teasing a lot of things here. I'm noticing he's swinging the camera this way and that.
Yeah.
He's got this grin on his face over there that's just like, yeah, I know what
that
I'm
statue
doing. I know
is
what I'm
from the reveal trailer. There's that dragon. Oh my
This
god.
is another location where the students will gather.
Looks like
just kinda
a
chill
person
out.
you can talk
And an
to.
And,
opportunity to talk to somebody, get a
Yeah.
quest giver here.
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumour is that a former headmistress, Professor Mole, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key
Again,
into
it
the
sounds
cabinet
very
lock,
quiet
not
for
an
being
easy
outside
task.
with other
You may
people
find a
around. Like,
reward.
it just feels very quiet to me.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them.
Okay, so it gave you a look at your
Side
options.
quests are
You
really-
get
it's a
3
cool
options.
way to
Very,
interact with
very
fellow
nice to have.
students, with
And
perhaps
it doesn't
teachers,
say
with,
exactly what is
various
written, but it gives
things
it
like that, as well as
pretty
teach
close.
you some more of the secrets of Hogwarts. I think there's
In
a
this
little
case,
bit of that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So the students are a way to kind of like flesh out the school opportunities around it, what we can do, and then those interactions, different interactions with different characters can also offer different choice points for the player, and then some of those things can affect things game wide.
So yeah,
Some
you
of
just
things
walk in the
affect characters'
courtyard and you
lives,
unlock the
ending of the
fast
game,
travel, so.
And
pretty
sometimes
easy
it's just
system.
about you being a little bit of a
Sometimes
nice
it's just about
guy
the
or just
mission.
being a jerk.
Yes, absolutely. So the scale really varies, but those opportunities exist for the player.
Wow, look at this.
This is the Dada Defense Against the Dark Arts
Power.
Tower, which this is one of my favorite locations in the castle. Just visually, you come in here and just the richness of
It
this
is
area.
very iconic, very unique to anywhere else in the castle.
Somebody else that we can talk to, notably a younger student.
Yeah, she looks like a first year or an 11-year-old.
Are you all right?
Wow.
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoil sports. Leander Pruitt's one of the worst, that no-talent moon mind. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want...
Okay, real quick. I love the fact that there's going to be kids of all ages, right? That's going to make you feel more like you're in this world. I love it. I love they decided to go that route. So it's not just going to be everyone looking the same size, same height, same age. There will be, you know, first years all the way up to 7 years, I would assume. So great call by the developers there. That's something I've never even thought about, but I love to see it now. And it sounds, when they're talking inside the house or the castle, I hear a slight echo when they're talking, which is very amazing. Again, a little attention to detail there, and I love it. I wish we would have got more of that outside besides just birds chirping. You know, I would assume being outside around other people is very loud, but it seems like they got the inside nailed down.
to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
I haven't much interest in a game that sprays you with odors.
Only if you lose, which I never do. Or at least, not often. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Sounds as if you caused the smelly situation and they responded accordingly.
I didn't make the rules. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented fifth year to help me.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again. I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
I love that interaction with her because there's so many ways that you can go with that. You can you can feel for her. You can be a jerk to her. You can be like, gobstone sounds awful. It sounds like you're just mean.
Yeah, and your opportunities to be mean there aren't over. So,
they continue.
That's a good example of the
gobstones too. I know people are gonna ask, gobstones playable? They mentioned it, right?
Yeah. Gobstones is one of the things that is not playable in the game. I know we've had to rip the Band-Aid off on a few things. Honestly, it's an amazing thing on the franchise how many things about this
Now, I'm not the smartest when it comes to Harry Potter lore.
And there were
Never heard of gobstones. Don't even know what it is, but I guess it's not playable for all of those people that know about it.
Those are things that aren't featured.
Yeah. They're featured within the world. Right?
I'm glad they're mentioned. They're a part of the wizarding world.
Yeah.
No wizard chest, wow.
We regretted because we couldn't include it. We also tried to figure out a way to make sure that it was included in the narrative, included in the stories, make sure that there's a way to kind of acknowledge it, touch it, and make it feel like it's definitely part of the world.
And I know here too, we're like,
I was like, we're in the Dismissing Against the Dark Arts class. I recognize that staircase to the left where we were just at. Andrew was walking by. I also recognize the dragon at the very top. Oh my gosh.
Being in a classroom, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about how classes work, because we've gotten a lot of questions about that. Is it a schedule-based system? Is it so tell us how classes work?
Yeah, so ultimately we decided not to go the sim route. So I think one of the speculations was, is there time of day and that kind of thing. Can I miss class at this time of day?
There is a day-night cycle.
Yeah, there is a day-night cycle, but everything is very narrative-based, and so there's a big mystery going on in the world. There's something happening in the narrative, and we essentially see it as kind of like chapters in that narrative, each chapter of which has a set of missions that you can choose between as you're progressing through the game, and classes fit within that structure. So there are mainline things that the players have to do, and then classes also appear on the sides as well as optional things that help you advance your spells. It's absolutely true that classes provide all of your major tools throughout the gameplay, your spells, your major abilities. You get to know the professors. Each one of them has these bespoke kind of events and moments in those missions. And then there are also additional opportunities outside of that through kind of like side classroom missions, essentially, where you can learn additional spells or things that you need in your adventure and also get to know the professors better.
And I just want to call out something that
So real quick, it's a bummer that it's not like a sim type of thing where you can actually miss class. It's at a certain time every single day. That's what I was kind of hoping for. I feel like games kind of went away from that type of gameplay, and I feel like it really helps immerse yourself like you're actually going to school. And I think they dropped the ball on that one, but it seems like they brought it back when they said, you know, you have to go to class to learn certain spells and better yourself as a wizard. That thing is, they hit it on the money there. So I won't bash them too much for that, but a little bit disappointed on that one.
Andrew's been kind of showing off ways to kind of interact with the environment and just engage with the world. And, you know, maybe down there who's sipping some tea with
Victorian high, you know.
Yeah.
I love that echo.
High society.
I just no wonder you like this area because we built it for like the purebloods and the Slytherins.
Oh,
and...
come on.
Well, like, speaking of lived in, like, the sound effects again, the chatter of the communication that's happening and the footsteps, like, it just makes it feel more alive.
Little events like that, the brooms going
I
by
just saw a broom go
overhead.
by.
See, that sounded amazing. I heard you chanting and brooms flying. Like, that sounded like you were outside of
Tower was one
Hogwarts.
example, but no two hallways should look the same in Hogwarts. It has a lot of personality. Every hallway should be a little bit different, and that's mostly to help orient the player.
Right.
Help you not get lost.
Right.
But this is Hesperus Hall. That's a little nod from the Marauders, a name that came from the Marauders map. But every hallway will have a little bit of a different personality and
Personality, I like that because
Yeah,
it
a
gives
lot of
it does like
character.
Hogwarts has character. Hogwarts is its own character no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Feels just a little bit different.
Yeah.
a sentient castle full of magic for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
It's
Saw a
going to
locked door there.
grow and
Of,
develop. Oh, I heard something.
Yeah. Speaking of characters.
Speaking of magic, Mr. Magic himself.
Peas, man. Is he bullying that kid?
You know, we talked about building on lore too. I know there's that statue over to the side.
Oh, yeah?
That's
Do you know who that is?
Lachlan the Lanky,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
got his Bowtruckle friend. And I think if players don't know, there's another
Well,
Revelio
sorry.
page there.
Yeah, there's a map of Argyllshire. We know the fat lady hides
It
there.
hides behind it. That's right.
The third book. But sometimes a hallway has personality by how it looks, or we just passed a
I feel like I'm going to
hallway,
get
or
more
the
lost than
torches
most
have kinda
people because
taken
I have not
over.
read the books, unfortunately.
So the sound makes it really unique.
So I'm not
Alright,
going to know
gotta
where I
call
am
this
at
out
all.
here. I know there's been some criticism in the past that our trailers and our gameplay and what we've shown so far has not had enough owls. Okay, so here we are at the owlry. We're looking directly at the owlry to show you all of the owls.
It's a lot of owls.
It's a lot of owls at the owlry.
I
all
love the
the
fog
owls.
rolling down that.
Great callback. Great call.
But no, I also love that as I one of my favorite things about just kind of going around on the outside of the school is that all those things that I see are places that I can go to, that I can visit. I just love that sensation
That's
knowing
so
that is
cool.
Amazing.
Lovely Scottish countryside.
We're kind of closing out our mini tour of Hogwarts, and again, it was but a fraction of this enormous castle. But we're closing it out here.
This
in
is
the
just a
clock
small
tower.
part of
So
Hogwarts.
Another recognizable
You know it's
location,
gonna be
but
big.
This is where Crossed Wands, which is the secret, not so secret dueling club, is that the students have put together.
Dueling.
Professors definitely know about it, but they think they're being clever. And it's run by this Lucan Brattleby here.
who's in a younger year, but we kind of like that that he's running things.
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
This little kid's going to teach me? Yeah, right.
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
And this is a really good opportunity to now jump into combat, because really in the game, this is going to be the first time where you yourself get to learn about combat and combos in a big
Show me
way,
the combat.
in a new way. For me personally, this was where the game like really starts to open up to the possibilities.
Yeah. So we've set up a training dummy, and this is kind of an activity where you're supposed to execute according to kind of the iconography on the top. Now, what we see on the top is the Accio spell, followed by 4 what we just kind of lovingly refer to as basic shots. There are certain spells what the wizards kind of like use, just kind of fling. Andrew's using one now. And you trigger that by tapping R2 on your controller. So you can see in the corner R2. So if you tap R2, that throws out a basic shot. But that R2 is also your gateway to all of the spells that you might slot. So if you hold R2 instead, you can see how the diamond expands. And if we let go, you see how it contracts.
Yeah.
And so if you hold it again, it expands.
So that's what I was kind of thinking. You have to hold the right trigger. I thought it'd be the D-pad, but I was wrong. It's actually going to be X square, triangle, circle.
But over the course of the game,
to cast those selected spells.
Additional spell diamonds, up to 4 additional ones, so that you can slot up to 16 spells, pretty much instantly. And then that helped us fulfill the fantasy of in combat, I need to be able to access things very rapidly.
Yeah.
And so you learn over the course of these events, how to juggle not just the spell casting, but also it reinforces an understanding of another feature of the wheel, which is their cooldowns. So as you're casting spells, just to make sure that you're not just kind of like repeatedly using one thing over and over and over again, you can see cooldowns on the spells that he's using on the wheel. And then as you progress through the game, there are different things that can affect cooldowns.
Seems very fluid.
Different things that allow you to kind of like juggle and adjust and update those things. And so
I think combinations are going to be a key to the combat in this game. I mean, you have access to 16 different spells. Certain enemies are not going to be affected by Leviosa or so on and so forth, or Stupefy.
So
you're going to have to
way to kind of
quickly learn what enemies can be taken down by what spells.
So you use
pull those
Leviosa
combos
right
together.
Here. Yeah. Tap, Accio, tap, tap, tap. Awesome.
Wow.
And that's just against the dummy, but I mean...
I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
I think now we can take on something a little more challenging. It's going to shoot back.
Now let's talk about some more features of the combat system.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of crossed wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
We're on a PS5 dev kit here, so we're going to be able to kind of pause the action and talk about what you're seeing on the screen, because there is about to be a lot going on.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, here you can select if you want to fight with somebody else, some of your classmates. But in this case, we're not. We want that action to feel a little more frantic towards you to really get you that sense of combat.
So apparently you've got quite the reputation because they've got you up against 3 people.
3, off the jump.
3 against 1.
So I can explain this just because I know people are going to go into it, but we can probably just kind of jump in. So you're not the only one that has Protego and the ability to deflect. The enemies do too. And we actually play with that when it comes to the spell casting. So you notice that there are different colored kind of shields around the different characters. And you also notice that your spells have different colors on them. So to help players understand kind of like the function of their spells, we kind of put them into brackets. So there are damage spells, there are force spells, there are, I'm forgetting the other one, all this control spells. And so those things for the player, they wind up also being a color indicator for which actual spell to use to break the different shields that...
Oh, okay. So if they have a yellow shield, then you want to use the Leviosa spell to break that shield and then hit him with Stupefy or whatever your main attack is.
The halo around the avatar's
Interesting.
head, each of the different shields to kind of give us a breakdown of what's going on.
Give us a breakdown of different things that you're saying. So you notice at the top that we're kind of like calling out which enemy you currently have targeted and their level and health. And so, as you target different characters, you'll be able to get that breakdown. The halo over your head, whenever an enemy is about to an attack, it's almost like you have a little bit of a sixth sense for those things that are coming.
Oh, so they're talking about this circle right here.
Means there's an incoming attack.
That means you're about to get
the triangle button by default,
smoked.
Then that you'll be able to deflect that attack that comes in and off with
Yeah.
protect.
And I
Okay.
love that deflect where it goes off and like hits things
Yeah.
up and kind of breaks things off walls too.
But also, if you hold the button, then it doesn't just deflect. It also deflects and turns around with a counter attack stupefy that actually stuns the enemy. And you can use
Very
that even
nice.
in your combos and stuff. So if you're focused on a character, you know, and you're doing your thing, and someone else attacks you, you can actually turn that attack into a direct attack on the person that you're comboing.
Back into gameplay here. Andrew's gonna pretty handily finish these other students off here. Win this
Look how
duel.
fast it is. It's like a dance.
It is. It's so
Yeah, we really
fluid
felt like
looking
the,
that it almost feels
We really
like a
felt like
dance.
in the movies, there's almost like a.
Which is, in my opinion, the only way you can accomplish that in a game.
It's kind of like a. There's this element of kind of like fencing from a very great distance.
That's such a good call.
And there are a lot of things that we had to do with our controls and combat system in order to kind of capitalize on that idea.
beat them
That's pretty unique to the
blindfolded.
Wizarding world.
Understandable.
Well, perhaps you should try that next time. The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you.
Bring
You'd
it.
better keep practicing if you want a chance at winning,
I want all the smoke.
or at least surviving the next round. I'll let you know when we're ready. Hope to see you then. The next round is for all the gobstones.
Man,
so
I'm gonna be running that dueling spot.
And that is more or less gonna wrap it up for us for now, for what we wanted to show you. Character creator, tour of Hogwarts, and just that little taste of combat. But we didn't want to leave you without, well, maybe a little taste of something that we're
Oh, man.
may show in the future, may show next time. You know, so leaving the castle,
There's the bridge.
going out here.
It looks amazing.
More owls confirmed.
Owl mail. There's the owlry again. Yes, all of the owls. But yeah, just heading out here again to show you like from Hogwarts
Wow.
to the world beyond Hogwarts. And
Oh, man.
Wow.
this is not somewhere where we're going today, but we will definitely be taking you in the future.
This is gonna be beautiful, guys.
A little glimpse at the scale of the castle back there. All right, so we're gonna wrap things up here, but I hope you guys have enjoyed everything that you've seen. But I think, James, you may have a few other questions here at the end of things. So
Yes.
while we're done with what we're showing on the gameplay side, I know there's a few things that you want to pick Alan and Boston's brains about.
I would love that because there's a lot. Let me grab it. All right, so some of these questions we did pull from the community secretly, but I did pull from the community. So,
And also from, I mean, going through this, I
Based
feel like
off
they're
of- yeah.
you've come up with some things you want to talk a little more about. I'm sure.
elaborate on, because we went through character customization, Hogwarts itself, and even combat. So this would be like for the both of you guys. Will we be able to go back and change our character creation if we don't like it?
So not everything, but there are certain things with hairstyle, hair color. So kind of like core shapes,
Okay.
you know, like with the body and face, not after the fact.
Okay.
But there are lots of things. There's kind of like a barber shop in Hogsmeade that you can go to, and
Barber shop.
Right, yeah.
You could change your hair color for holidays or something, right?
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
The game features a lot of appearance customization in it, so there's a ton of options there. But that's
So
in
it
terms
sounds
of,
like you
your
can change
character and stuff that you have,
accessories,
character
but you
creator,
can't
it's
change
like
like
a smaller
the way your
set of what's
face
in there.
looks or
Okay.
stuff like that.
Gosh, awesome, awesome. Next question. What kind of leisurely activity can we do? Can we study with our free time? I mean, what will we be doing just hanging out in Hogwarts?
Because as you progress through the game, there's a bunch of different missions that open up. Most of them are driven by different characters' personalities. You know, some of them want help getting up to hijinks, or some of them want to just explore secrets in the castle because there are new secrets in our castle to explore. And so, so I think there's a bunch of things to do, and when it comes to class, as I mentioned earlier, it's not just kind of like the mainline stuff. There are kind of like extracurricular assignments, some of which are optional, some of which are kind of like blockers for main mission. Kind of like you can't go on this mission until you have the spell, and then the spell is open. You know the assignment and how you complete it with your professor, and so there are opportunities to study, so to speak, like with that. But they do all take the form of our mission structure.
As you mentioned earlier. Wow. Let's get into some combat right quick. Do spells have different levels, or are they all equal?
Do spells have different levels, or are they all equal? I'm trying to think of how to describe that. So each spell has kind of like its own core identity and what it does in the game with regards to both kind of like puzzling, world exploration, and enemy combat and all that kind of stuff. And then it's through the talent system. Right? When you go into that, it's kind of like each of those spells has ways to kind of like advance and grow and change. And as you spend talents, in some cases, it even changes like the way you approach the battlefield and things like that. So I'd say that's no more true than with like dark arts, for example. And as you go down that line and you kind of play around with those talents, it really does start to kind of like affect even how you approach combat and how you think about the battlefield.
I won't be touching the dark art stuff, but I know many of you guys will be.
Maybe on your second.
I might be touching the dark arts, not gonna lie.
Hashtag soon. I want to close off with this question, and this will be for everybody, and we'll start with Boston. With this game that you guys have been working on for however long, and the excitement you guys have, what's one aspect of Hogwarts Legacy that you are excited for the fans to experience? Boston.
I think I'm just excited for the fans to play through the world, specifically the castle, and maybe go read those books again. I hope that whether you're already a fan,
I might have to read the books,
and love this game, or this is your first introduction into the world. I hope they just point at each other in the best way possible, and I'm just excited for fans to get to finally go to Hogwarts and feel like they can own it.
Oh man,
I've lived there for 5 years. It's a great place to live. Official 5th year.
It's really funny because I want to give a different answer, and I will. But I actually feel like the most honest answer is really similar. Because my favorite thing when running around, playing the game, and getting to know Hogwarts the way Boston knows it, because she knows the school and the lore better than I do, and thank God, right? Because you want the person architecting it to really know that. But when I rewatch the films or I'm rereading passages from the books, there's a different relationship to those things having played the game. And so it's really looking over the edge and seeing location. I'm like, oh my God, I'm right there. And in the movie saying, I know it's around that corner in the film. Like if you go down this way,
that's
there's
amazing.
actually a thing over here, and there's this person over
I'm
here.
I'm getting goosebumps.
And it just adds all this richness.
Just thinking about it.
And not just that, but you're going to add your own story. So you know what happens around that corner because you did something.
And then the quick answer, just to have something different, is I just love being on a broom. I just love looking at the whole world and just being like, okay, I can just go.
I can go there.
That vantage point,
There's just something exhilarating about it that feels very different in that kind of open air and on that thing. It just it's kind of incredible.
And wrapping it up, for me, it's just bringing the community together with it and sharing those stories, because it is your story, and you are going to be writing. This is your unique experience within this, and even within the things that are the same, it's going to be your unique experience. It's different from mine. It's different from. We're all approaching it from different places, and I think that's going to be really cool the way that everybody
which is awesome.
Those things together. All right. And
you don't want to watch
everything that we have
videos
to
of this
show you
game
today.
and just
I know
everybody
maybe it
doing
wasn't
the same
everything you
exact
wanted to see,
thing,
but it was a whole lot of
which is
stuff.
why
Character creator,
it's going to add a great replay experience. It's going to be amazing.
We do have some more stuff coming up for you in the future. Hogwarts Legacy releases on February 10th, 2023, and is available for pre-order now. But that's going to do it from us. We're going to leave you with a little something else. But for now, bye.
Bye.
What's that something else? What's that something else? What is it? Okay, so a little taste of what we kind of just saw. The combat, they say it looks like fencing. It actually, that's a perfect way of describing it. Fencing from afar. Wow. Wow. Guys, I can't wait for this game. I really can't. The excitement's through the roof. I hope you guys are just as excited for it. I don't know what I'm going to be picking the game up on yet. Probably both PC and PS5, but I'm definitely going to be playing so much of this game. So if you're looking for future content of Hogwarts Legacy playthrough, don't forget about your boy Rebel Revan. We're going to have it on the channel so much. And let me know in the comment sections, what kind of gameplay will you be looking to watch from this game? Do you want to see type of a villain Slytherin, or do you want to see more of a good guy character? I'm very curious what you guys would rather want. Maybe I'll do a poll on it in the future when we get closer to game releasing. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, each and every one of you. And I will see you on the next one. Peace out.